Hi everybody, Dr. Kerry Yerkew here. Today we're going to be going over day 14 and how that went for me. Now, day 14 wasn't so good, and I'm going to show you why. And here's my progress so far with weight loss since January the 1st. So we're 14 days into it. I am progressing better than expected in general, and I have been doing a good job on a daily basis, but yesterday, not so much. Earlier this week, I shared with you that I've had some A days, but I would call yesterday maybe a C day, bordering on D on the report card. Okay, so let's take a look at why. First, we're going to look at the consumed values right here of my macros. And I'm on the 40, 30, 30 diet. So I want to make sure my carbs are 30% of my diet, my proteins are 30, and my fats are 40, okay? And most people don't eat enough fat and they eat too much carbs. So they have to flip those two. And here I'm sharing with you how I did yesterday. So yesterday, protein 62.8 consumed, 92 is the goal. I definitely need to get the protein up, and this is a pretty consistent theme for me, so I do have to work on that. Fat 134, 41 over, so eating a little too much fat, and monounsaturated fat's good, but polyunsaturated not so good. And saturated fat you need a bit, but you don't want it to be the majority of the fats you're eating. Calories, 2384, 312 over, and I'm allowed 2072. And net carbs, 160, I'm allowed 155. So not too bad there with the net carbs actually yesterday. So I would give that a B, and maybe bordering on A with the net carbs. Total carbs 183, fiber 23. The fiber number's been getting higher and higher, which is really good. I want to get it up to 30. And so I'm struggling a bit to get the fiber up. Maybe adding some more salad. I did learn about avocados last week. We did some research on fiber and I posted that. So avocados, I've been adding some flaxseed, ground flax to my smoothies. And then the other thing that I've been working on is popcorn. And you'll see that I've been adding some popcorn, which I do really like. So for breakfast now, I didn't fast the whole period. I started eating at 9:16, 9:20. Yesterday, I usually go till 11 a.m. So that's one thing that would give me a lower value on my report card. So I had some chocolate milk, 7.1 net carbs, so fairly high, 7.6 protein, 2.4 fat for 82 calories. I only had 136 milliliters. Now, as somebody who exercises a fair amount and runs, chocolate milk is good for that. But if you're trying to lose weight, it can get in the way. It can be counterproductive because of the high net carbs. So you want to just use this smartly, and you want to be sparing, eat this sparingly, I would say, throughout the week. Once or twice a week, maybe chocolate milk would be fine. I had some almonds at 10 grams, 0.8 net carbs, 2.4 protein, 5.2 fat, 62 calories. Almonds, definitely a good food. Let's just take a look at the macronutrients here if it'll show me that. So net carbs, 5% of almonds, protein, 16, fat, 78, okay? So it's giving us a lot of good fat in 10 grams, which is a kind of a snack size for me. If you want to look at the nutrition facts of almonds, let's go down here. Net carbs 0.8, fiber 1.2. So a good amount of fiber in almonds. So nuts have good fiber. Protein, good protein. High in fat, only 0.4 saturated fat. Doesn't give us the breakdown of the other numbers of monounsaturated, polyunsaturated fat. But we're going to be looking at these a little more closely this coming week because I want to tweak my diet and improve on it. Calcium, 2% of in a small snack size of the daily amount that's required. Iron, 5%. Okay, good. So that's showing almonds. Maybe there's a way to get a better read if I do some research on those other nutritional components of almonds, because I don't think they're entered here on Carb Manager in the almond category. I had some cream cheese, and I think I had that with a bagel. Now, where did my bagel go? That should be in the breakfast part. and I don't see it. So I'm going to go and enter that. That's probably going to change my numbers here. So I had a bagel with the cream cheese. So at the end of the day or the next day, you want to go back and review how your day went. It was a medium bagel. Yep, right here. And we're going to put that in as breakfast. Okay. So there's the bagel right there. And 139 calories, 26.7 net carbs, so really high there. 5.5 protein, 0.7 fat. And I had the cream cheese on that right there. And I had some butter on that. Now, 1 tablespoon, yeah, on half the bagel, I had cream cheese. The other half, I had butter. So that's what I did. Okay. It's not a typical morning for me. Then for lunch, I had a hard-boiled egg. So that was kind of like a snacky lunch for me at 1:40. Some of these timestamps are accurate. Some of them are not because I go back in afterward and enter them. Like today, I just entered the bagel and it's saying 9:14 a.m., but it's already the next day. Then for dinner, I had some salami as a appetizer. Salmon was the main part of my meal, 1 fillet. I was surprised at how many calories, 230. Not a bad thing necessarily, but let's just look at the breakdown here of salmon. So protein, 30 grams, excellent, right here. And fat, healthy fat. This is going to be fish oils. So this is a really good food to eat, 2-3 times a week, I would say, if you like fish, wild salmon. 230, 30 protein, 12 fat, 6 from monounsaturated, so half of that. 2.5 from poly and 2 from saturated. Really good fat breakdown there. And then 9% of your iron, 5% of your sodium, 8% of your vitamin A. So this is one of those really good foods that we want to be eating on a regular basis. You can buy salmon from the grocery store already frozen and pre-packed. I will go over my grocery list with you guys. I do grocery shopping once a week or once every 2 weeks. When I'm building my list and I've completed it, I'll do a video on that just to show you what's in there. But definitely want to include this in my grocery list, the salmon, and want to eat that 2 to 3 times a week. I had some brie cheese. I had a dill pickle. Not much nutritional value there, but it tasted good. A garden salad. So there's your salad. So let's take a look. I had 1.5 cups, of garden salad, 3.2 net carbs, 4 fat, 61 calories in there. Okay. And then if we look at it, carbs 6.5 without dressing. Okay. 6.5, protein 1.4, fat 4.0. And then all the great nutritional breakdown of a garden salad. So garden salads definitely, I would say daily, almost every day, should be eating these. Now I didn't put any salad dressing in there. Now my wife usually makes a homemade salad dressing and it's an oil and vinegar. So let's try and find that. Oil and vinegar dressing. Just going to take a look for that. And it was homemade. So let's just type in homemade because that might make a difference. Okay, right here, oil and vinegar homemade. Just want to make sure that it looks right for nutritional composition. Yeah, and then that was for dinner. So I'm going to go 1 serving of that. Okay, so that's going to go in there for dinner right there. Okay, so that went with the salad. I made a sauce for the fish. It was a tartar sauce. I mixed some tartar sauce with capers, and then I had a 1/2 cup of rice. I didn't have a full cup, and that's one of the rules that I have is any foods that I know are high in net carbs should not be eating them regularly. Just cut them in half. If you're out for dinner or if it's included with dinner, in this case, that was kind of the side. We had salad, rice, and the fish. So just 1/2 cup instead of a full cup to keep that in check. And I had some VH teriyaki sauce on there, a small amount, 10 milliliters. 4 ounces of white wine. Keep in mind, wine is going to be the number one fuel the body burns, then carbs, then fat. So if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to be drinking too much alcohol or wine. And it does have some net carbs in it, 2.9. Had some dark chocolate after dinner, 6.7 in 5 pieces. So probably cut down on the number of pieces of the dark chocolate, just to keep that in check. 100 calories, but lots of net carbs there, and lots of fats. More from the cocoa, more saturated fats in that. Let's just take a look. So I'm going to click on that food. Let's go down to advanced and just see how much of the fat, 3.3 from saturated out of the 6.7. Okay, so some dark chocolate's good, but you just don't want to be eating too much of it. Okay, so that was my dinner. Now for snacks in between breakfast and lunch and dinner, I had these Tostito tortilla chips, 14 chips, 18.3 net carbs, 2.4 protein, 7.3 fat. Once a week, this is okay, but I wouldn't do it more than that. The salsa is good though, 6 tablespoons, 3 net carbs, 30 calories, low calorie, it's got some vegetables in there. Salsa, I'm a big fan of. It's just a matter of what do you put it with. And then I had the almond milk with some steel cutouts, some honey. That's kind of one of my main snacks. This is a really healthy snack to have, except I would say the honey is a little higher in net carbs, and so are the oats. So if you're on a really low carb diet, this might not fit, but I'm on that 40-30-30 And then I had some salami as a snack as well. And then another snack I had were some peanuts, some mixed nuts. I had 1 chocolate chip cookie, which was actually part of dinner, dessert. So I'm going to move that over to dinner right here. And I had some coffee with heavy cream. I usually go with heavy cream because it has lower net carbs, a little higher calories, but most days that's okay for me. So that's what I had. And then I had some Ruffles potato chips. We were watching a movie later on, 9:30. I usually stop eating at 7. So again, this is takes my report card down a notch for the day. But I had 12 chips, 14 net carbs. So each chip has like 1 net carb in it, which is a lot. 1.8 protein, 9.6 fat, and 156. And I would bet a lot of this is polyunsaturated fat. So let's just take a look at these chips and just see where we're at with that. 9.6 fat, it says 0.9 saturated. It doesn't give me the polyunsaturated, but a lot of that's going to be vegetable oil in the chips, and that's going to be polyunsaturated omega-6 fatty acids. We don't want to be eating too much of that. And then popcorn with butter and salt. I've been snacking on that this week. 19.8 net carbs, 2.6 protein, 13.2 fat. The reason I've been doing that is I've been trying to get my fiber up. So it's got 3 grams of fiber. I'm going to look for some other sources of fiber this week too. So two items for homework. Going to look into protein and upping my protein and reducing unhealthy fats and fiber. We're going to talk more about fiber this week too. Didn't exercise yesterday. I didn't go to the gym, which is uncommon for me. Didn't run outside, which the day before I went for a long run. So I had no exercise to help me with my burning up some of that, those calories and some of the foods. So if you don't exercise, you can see it's easy to get to your numbers and kind of go over, and then you're not going to be losing weight if you're going over your calorie amount, because the carb manager designs this based on your goals and to keep things in check. So a good week, except yesterday wasn't the best day. So that's how that went. Done logging for yesterday. No confetti, which I usually get some confetti as a celebration. And then today, let's just put this in. On the weekends, I give myself a little bit more flexibility. And so I've had some coffee, which I usually do. First thing, black coffee. Didn't type that in right. Okay, there we go. black coffee, and 24 ounces, 7 calories. So that's right. I had some heavy cream. So let's put in some heavy cream or whipping cream. This is natural whipping cream, or sometimes it's organic that I buy. So 15 milliliters. Yeah, and that's right there. And then I made a homemade cinnamon bun. Okay, and it's not something that I eat regularly either. A cinnamon roll. Cream cheese frosting. Yeah. Okay, it did have some frosting on it, so I'm going to put the frosting in right now. Okay, a small amount. And then I had the cinnamon roll right here. That looks right to me as far as how many carbs and calories it would have. So there we go. So that's what I've had so far. We'll see how this all plays out today. I haven't had any water or electrolytes yet today, but I'm going to, when I stop this video, I'm going to drink some water and electrolytes. So I'll have a couple cups. So I'll enter that now. And so that's today so far. Again, want to get down into the 190s in the next week or two. So I'm going to work on that. And I'm going to do that by keeping those net carbs consistent, upping the protein and upping the fiber this week. I'll be doing research on that, sharing that with you guys, making tweaks to my diet. And on the weekend, I suggest you look at your week, see how you did, make some tweaks, and then plan accordingly for the week ahead. If you're interested in learning more, you can get my book called The 100-Day Diet. It's on Amazon. It talks about how I lost over 30 pounds in 100 days. And then the other thing you can do is go to the course I designed. It's a self-study course. You can take the course. It's got 7 modules to teach you all of these basics, the macronutrients, how to start exercising, the right lifestyle for weight loss, intermittent fasting. All of those things are in the course. Just click on the show notes below. Do like this video, subscribe to my channel and the podcast, and follow me on social media, as I'm going to be talking more about weight loss and how it's going for me. And I'm going to encourage you, because I know how much of a struggle it can be sometimes to lose weight. But if you're doing the right things, your body will respond to it. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.